No, because their fans will be over here, so. Yeah, that's not good. What do you think, center or should I go over here? A little bit more center? Or what if I went like right here? Okay, this is game one of the Oxford, Ohio tournament, even though we're in Cincinnati, against the Dayton IceHounds. Yes, IceHounds. Looks like it'll be 15 minutes. Probably a period, I would guess. Everybody was up and came down for breakfast, except despite the fact we didn't get until 11:30 last night, so boding well. Looks like we'll have Nicholson at the face-off, Wernick to his left, Kaiser to his right, Donnell and Frizy at D. And Feeney in net. Nicholson enters the zone. Goes behind the net. Into the corner. Reverses it in the direction of Kaiser, who goes behind the net. Kaiser kicks to his stick. In the corner. Intercepted by IceHounds. Donnell back on D. Oops. Saved by Feeney. Oh. Nicholson with pressure, now Donnell with pressure, intercepted by Frizy. Frizy over to Wernick. Wernick throws it down. Racing. Out come Miller and Brown on D. Alvarez, Lee, and Press up front. Alvarez at the dot. Alvarez back to Miller. Miller around the net. Up to Press. Or excuse me, Lee. Lee centers it to Alvarez. Miller on D. Saved by Feeney. Same five stay on the ice for the face-off. In the corner, Alvarez off the boards, out of the zone. Press chases. Press wins the race over the blue. Press centers it towards Lee. Alvarez with pressure centers it to Lee. Donnell comes up. Frizy. Saved by Feeney. Frizy tips it forward to Lee. Titus Lee with space. Delayed offsides. Evanston goes and tags up. Nicholson comes in on the forecheck. Nicholson with pressure. Donnell at the blue. Puck skips out. Cross ice to Kaiser. Wernick now. Wernick along the boards. Flips it behind the net. Nicholson goes to the corner. Skates around the circle. Pass into Kaiser. Saved by IceHounds. Frizy now, saved and covered up by Feeney. Looks like same five will stay out on the ice. Frizy. Kaiser with pressure. Donnell now with pressure. Stopped by Feeney and covered. Defense changes out, so Brown and Miller come on. Same three up front though. Nicholson ties it up. Miller comes over. Miller behind the net. Scoots it along the boards to Wernick. Wernick in the corner, over to LB. Luke Brown off the boards. Kaiser and Nicholson. Nicholson chases. Brown. Nicholson. Nicholson. Nicholson's pass is blocked by IceHounds. Miller in the corner along with Nicholson. Nicholson comes away with it, changes direction. Puck knocked away. Shot high. Lee. Titus Lee. Wernick. Wernick to Lee. Nicholson. Puck knocked away by IceHounds. Nicholson back on D. Knocks the puck away, takes possession. Off the boards to Lee. Titus Lee. Lee dumps it deep. Evanston goes for a change. Alvarez comes down along the boards. IceHounds D to D. Now up and out of the zone. Donald off the board to Lee. Titus Lee. Lee skates in. Frizy at the blue. Throws it back in the corner, goes around. Alvarez into the corner. Alvarez with Donald at the blue. Puck comes out to Donald. Donald into the O zone. Centering pass intercepted by IceHounds. Press. Puck comes out to Miller. Miller up to Donald. Miller. Miller into the corner. Centering pass. Alvarez with pressure. Luke Brown. Brown back to Alvarez. Alvarez. Beelan. Eli Neal. Luke Brown. Brown. Puts it in on net from the center ice. Pressure by Neal and Beelan. Then Nicholson. Luke Brown. Backhand to Nicholson. Nicholson in the blue. Over the Nicholson shot. Covered up by IceHounds. Morning. Looks like it'll be Miller and Brown on D, Beelan, Nicholson, and Neal up front. Nicholson at the dot. Puck comes back to Brown. Brown along the board, centering pass to Neal. Neal with pressure. Puck comes out. Beelan, cap pass. Beelan out of the zone to Nicholson. Nicholson chips. Nicholson, Nicholson dumps deep. Wernick goes to retreat behind the net. Centering pass towards Beelan, broken up. Gets regains possession, shot by Wernick. Puck cleared by IceHounds. Court ice. That'll be Donald and Frizy on D. It's like Wernick, Alvarez, and Kaiser up front. Looks like Alvarez will take the face-off. Alvarez ties it up, Kaiser. Puck comes down on Frizy's side. Frizy. Donald. Puck wraps around to Frizy. Frizy in the corner. D to Donald. Beanie with save. Frizy in the corner. Kicks it forward to Kaiser. Kaiser off the boards to Alvarez to Wernick. IceHounds intercept. Wernick with pressure. Dumps it in deep. Alvarez along the boards. Knocks it away. Goes to, Wernick now. That's Press. Press along the boards. Miller keeps it in. Down to Press. Press centers to Titus Lee. Lee's backhand goes in. Evanston goal at 7:41. Titus Lee from Press.
the two, right? With the, I think it was with Press Edwards, right?
Yeah. Nicholson, Lee, Press up front. Brown and Miller on D. Puck goes back. Miller to retrieve. Miller's pass is blocked. Brown comes out to Press. Press into the neutral zone. Puck along the boards. Lee, Press. Back to Lee. Center to Brown. Shot blocked by IceHounds. Miller pinches. Puck gets by. Luke Brown back on D. Backed up by Nicholson in the center. Wrapped around by Brown. Nicholson pursues. Miller along the boards. Nicholson backs up against possession. Nicholson up to Press. Press over the red. Press. Brown. Brown dumps deep. Evanston onside. Nicholson now with the forecheck. Kaiser and Friese back on D. Kaiser with the puck. Kaiser cross ice to Donald. Puck skips away. IceHounds enter the O. Into the corner. Friese on D. Kaiser chips it out of the zone. Wernick on forecheck. Intercepted by Alvarez. Donald back on D along with Friese. Friese knocks it away, keeps it out of the zone. Back to Friese. Friese up to Alvarez. Alvarez into the zone. Everybody goes to change but Alvarez. Puck wraps around. Lee now on forecheck. Puck comes out to Donald. Isaiah. Puck goes back to Miller. Miller's pass intercepted. Shot high by IceHounds. Titus Lee with pressure. Miles press. Press puck goes to the corner or to the boards. Luke Brown comes out, puts it in deep. Press in the corner. Puck comes out to Miller. Goes by. Brown goes to retrieve. Lee. Titus Lee comes out with it. Clears it down. Needed that after the scrum in front. Nicholson comes out for the face-off. Bostwick and Duma Lang at the wings. Isaiah Donnell and Joel Friese at D. Up to the corner. Bostwick along the boards. Back to Friese. Friese wraps around to Donnell. Friese up to Bostwick. Pressure by Lang. Pressure by Bostwick. Pressure by Friese. Now Nicholson. Oh, saved by Friese. I mean by Feeney. It's like same five will stay out for Evanston on the face-off. Donald to Lang on the boards. IceHounds keep it in. Bostwick comes back, breaks up the pass. Nice decoy. Puck along the blue for IceHounds. Shot saved by Feeney. Duma gets it out of the zone. Nicholson ships. Nicholson. Save. IceHounds. Caleb in the corner, backed up by Duma. Boswick knocks the puck away. Puck comes along the boards. Brown pinches. Miller back on D. Be a tripping penalty on Duma Lang. A 2-minute penalty on Duma. Evanston goes to the PK. It'll be Brown and Miller on D. Wernick and Kaiser up front. Kaiser, Miller, Brown with pressure, puck wide. Kaiser gets it out of the zone. Wernick on the forecheck. Puck on goal, so no icing. Luke Brown tries to clear. Knocked away. Now Luke Brown clears to the red line. Puck thrown in by IceHounds. Miller. Puck is deflected off the net, so it comes out of the defensive zone. Same four stay out for the Evanston on the PK. Oh, now they bring it back into the zone for some reason. Kaiser over to Miller. Miller gets it out of the zone. Wernick on the forecheck. Kaiser comes up. Kaiser. It's like it's only a minute 30 penalty actually, so I didn't notice that at first. Outlet pass by IceHounds. Miller back on D. Knocks it away. Kaiser gets it out of the zone. Icing was waved off. Donnell now. Donnell with the puck. Donnell up towards Wernick. Puck cleared, and Evanston is at even strength now. Our teams are at even strength. Donnell back on D. Saved by Feeney. Donnell. Donnell in the corner. Down to Alvarez. Alvarez centers the press. Puck comes out to Frizy. Frizy knocks it down. Puck comes back to Donnell. Donnell off the boards. Alvarez with pressure. Tips the puck. Comes out to Frizy. Frizy over to Brown. Brown up to press. Press enters the zone. Centers to Alvarez. Alvarez to lead. Shot. Save. .6 seconds left. Looks like it'll stay Alvarez, press, Lee up front, Miller and Brown on D. Puck gets wrapped around. Alvarez back on D, backed up by Brown. Shot, Feeney knocks it away. Got outside. Same 5 on the faceoff. Alvarez throws it back. Luke Brown retrieves. Brown over to Miller. Press along the boards, out of the zone. Titus Lee and forecheck. Alvarez. Lee. Alvarez. End of the first period, Evanston 1, Dayton IceHounds 0. Kaiser, Wernick at forward, Nicholson up front. At the dot. Donnell and Frizy on D. Frizy off the boards to Wernick. Comes down. Pressure by Donnell. Saved by Feeney. Donnell. Donnell in the corner. Off to Wernick. Puck gets by. Kaiser chases. Kaiser. Puck on Donnell's side. Donnell gains possession. Goes to Frizy. Frizy. Centering pass broken up by Kaiser. Frozen by Feeney. Evanston changes up. It'll be Brown and Miller on D. Lee, Alvarez, and Press up front. Press in the corner. Press gets it out of the zone. Alvarez pitchforks it. Gets by Brown. Goes back. Settles it down over to Miller. Miller up to Lee. Puck got out of the zone by Alvarez. Alvarez chases. It's Titus Lee along the far boards. Gains possession. Goes to the corner. Behind the net. Press now. Puck comes out to Miller at the blue. Miller backhands it into Press. Press. Press throws it into the corner. Alvarez retrieves. Alvarez fighting for it. Press comes down. Press gains possession momentarily, backed up by Alvarez. Brown throws it in. Alvarez on the forecheck. Press now with pressure. Out to Brown. Brown puts it in the ozone. IceHounds clear. Icing is waved off. Brown over to Miller. Miller back to Brown. Brown up to Wernick out of the zone. Dump in attempt. Blocked by Kaiser. Brown goes back. Brown, Miller, Wernick, Nicholson, Caleb over the red, into the O. Wernick centers. Nicholson can't get it through the D. Dumped out by IceHounds. Donald back to Frizy. Covered up by Feeney. Looks like it'll stay the same 5 out there with Nicholson at the dot. Kaiser gets it out. Wernick in pursuit. Wernick gains possession. Wernick shot. Nicholson, Frizy, Kaiser takes it. Kaiser centers to Wernick. Oh, saved by IceHounds. Kaiser throws it in. Nicholson up to Donald. Donald centering pass. Wernick covered up. Good pressure, kids. Evanston changes up front. It'll be Alvarez, Press, and Lee. Frizy and Donald stay out on D. Alvarez to Press back to Lee. Frizy off the boards. Frizy surveys over to Press. Press along the floorboards. Press to the corner. Titus Lee leaves it for Donald. Donald to Frizy. Frizy to Press. Press leaves it. Press goes back to retrieve. Alvarez with pressure. Donald now. Puck knocked away from Donald. Dump pass by IceHounds. Cleared by Alvarez. Icing is waved off. Lee wins the race. Press. Alvarez. Brown. Brown off the boards to Lee. Lee tips it to himself in the corner. Miller throws it back in the corner. Puck comes back out. Brown now back on D. Puck goes off the crossbar and into the netting.
Did he get a blocking save on that?
I don't think so. I think it went high.
He needs to change his prayer.
Nate needs to stop pinching. Nicholson. Feeney puts it behind the net. Miller chases. Puck comes out to Neal. Neal centering pass to Veland. Veland with pressure. Brown. Brown looks like delayed penalty on Evanston. Feeney covers it up. That's a slash, right? Looked like a slashing penalty on Luke Brown. 1:30 and 9:31 of the second period. Looks like it'll be Neal, Frizy, Nicholson, and Donnell on D. Nicholson back. Puck goes behind the net. Neal on the forecheck. Nicholson with pressure. Donnell. Puck comes on Donnell's side. Nicholson now. Nicholson with pressure now. Neal. Neal out. Nicholson. Shot wide. Puck comes to Neal. Neal clears it out of the zone. Nicholson gets the deflection from IceHounds. Nicholson enters the zone. Nicholson shot saved by IceHounds. Huh? Okay, looks like it'll be Kaiser and Wernick up front, Frizy and Donnell on D. Take a minute for the IceHounds goalie to get the puck out of his locker. IceHounds. Kaiser with pressure on the puck. Shot deflected by Donnell into the corner. Donnell goes to retrieve. Centering pass knocked away by Kaiser. Wernick in pursuit. Delayed offsides on IceHounds. Donnell takes it out. Donnell over the red. Dumps it in. Wernick in the corner. Wernick knocks the puck away from the puck carrier. Puck comes out to Donnell. Donnell dumps it in. 4 seconds left on the penalty. Teams at even strength. Donnell comes up, kicks it in. Oh. Puck comes back. Nicholson and Frizy back on D on Frizy's side. Frizy sticks with him. Donnell helps out. Now Kaiser. Couple saves by Feeney. Covered up 7:41 left in the second period. I don't know what is going on out there. Well, they're building their other rink, right? Looks like Lee, Press, and Alvarez up front. Miller and Brown on D. Alvarez, pressure, Miller. Press comes away with it. Press backhands it along the scoreboard. Thrown back in by IceHounds. IceHounds in the corner. Alvarez pressure. Lee now at the point. Puck wrapped around. Press goes into the corner. Luke Brown. Brown at the far boards. Backed up by Alvarez. Tips it up to Lee. Lee gets it out of the zone. Pressure by Lee. Feeney slows it down for Brown. Pass backhands to Miller. Miller up to Press. Puck goes to Brown. Brown off the boards. Miller now. Miller behind the net. Alvarez. Press. Puck in again. Brown behind the net. Brown wraps around to Press. Puck gets out to the blue. Press puts pressure. Oh. Close tip by IceHounds. Miller skates. Get it out of the zone. Feeney with a great save. Goal by IceHounds. like it'll be Nicholson for the face-off, Wernick and Kaiser, wings, Donald and Fries at MD. Wernick tips, pass by IceHounds, back to Friesy to Donald, Donald to Nicholson. Nicholson dumps in. Puck comes out to Friesy. Friesy keeps it in the zone. Friesy throws it in deep to Kaiser. Kaiser behind the net. Puck comes down. Donald now inside. Saved by Feeney. Feeney covers up again. Same five will stay out for the face-off. Nicholson comes down. Nicholson shot, goal! Goal by Caleb Nicholson at 5:20 of the second period. Same forward line will stay out there, but now Miller and Brown come out on D. Nicholson, Wernick now, Miller, offside on IceHounds. Oh, hand pass, sorry. I've been informed by our rules analyst that that was a hand pass. Same five stay out on the ice. Wernick gets it out of the zone. Kaiser to the close boards. Kaiser backed up by Wernick. Wernick backed up by Nicholson. Wernick throws it into Kaiser behind. Kaiser wraps it back around. Wernick with the forecheck. Cut off by Kaiser. Kaiser intercepts clear. Kaiser backed up by Wernick. Kaiser kicks it behind the net. Puck wrapped around. Out of the zone. Miller. Brown. Brown to Kaiser. Kaiser in. Nicholson. Nicholson to Miller. Nicholson. Puck cleared by IceHounds for an icing. Looks like it'll be Press and Lee flanking Alvarez, Friesy, and Donald on D. Alvarez puts it in. Press goes to pursue. Puck wrapped around by IceHounds. Lee keeps it in. Blocked out by IceHounds. Puck skips out to Friesy's side. Friesy back. Alvarez chips it away. Friesy up to Alvarez and Press. Press on the forecheck. Alvarez, Puck skips over his stick. Friesy to Donald. Donald up to Alvarez. Friesy now. Friesy back in the corner. Friesy to Donald. Donald. Alvarez. Donald. Donald off the boards towards Lee. Skips out of the zone. Dumped in by IceHounds. Friesy off the glass. And that's an ice. Icing on Evanston.
Can they call out for that?
Looks like Nicholson, Dumoulin, and Elliott Bostwick up front. Miller and Brown behind. Miller off the boards up to Bostwick. Shot saved by Feeney. Same 5 stay out for the face-off. Nicholson runs it up and over to Miller. Puck knocked away. Puck goes behind in the far corner. Nicholson skates with it. Nicholson exits the zone. Up to Duma. Duma chases. Puck comes over to Bostwick. Miller keeps it in. Bostwick. Feeney covers it up. Alvarez, Wernick, and Kaiser out there, and then Miller and Brown with the face-off. Brown, puck goes over the near corner. Miller chases. Alvarez gains possession. Alvarez up towards Kaiser. Puck kept in by IceHounds. Covered up by Feeney. No goal. Even if it crossed, I don't know. No, it doesn't look like it. Donald and Friese come in on D. Nicholson, Kaiser, and Wernick up front. Friese now. Looks like the puck came off its moorings a little bit. Or the net came off its moorings, sorry. Same 5 stay on the ice. Friese chips it behind the net to Donald. Donald skates. Puck deflected. Friese on knee. Friese with pressure. Friese to the corner. Werner comes back to help. Along with Nicholson. Donald. Donald gets back. Friese chips it forward. Up to Wernick. Wernick to Nicholson. Nicholson. Pass to Wernick. Pass to Kaiser. Just wide. Kaiser. Wernick. Kaiser in pursuit. Kaiser with the big hit. Nicholson now. Puck cleared by IceHounds. Miller goes back. Icing's waved off. Miller off the boards to himself. To Wernick. Miller. Centers. Luke Brown to Kaiser. Kaiser into the zone. Wernick now with the forecheck. Wernick. Nicholson. Lee. Puck comes down on Brown's side. Nicholson now in the corner. Wernick. Puck kept in by IceHounds. Wernick now along the boards. Wernick pass up. Board ice. 16 seconds left. 16.8 left in the second period. Looks like it'll be Donald and Friese coming in, along with Lee, Press, and Alvarez. Donald, Alvarez. back. Wide Feeney. Brizey gets the puck, and end of the second period. Evanston up 2-1. Looks like there might be a resurfacing between the second and third periods, similar to varsity in Illinois. So we will see. Or maybe it's like a 5-minute break, it looks like. It looks like the tournament director is talking to Evanston. Okay, start of the third period. Evanston up 2-1, 15 minutes left, obviously. Beanie goes out to the net. It'll be Nicholson at the dot. Wernick to his left, Kaiser to his right, Frizy and Donnell on D. Nicholson, Kaiser, Nicholson, forecheck, Nicholson with pressure on the puck. Kaiser now, Kaiser deflected briefly, Donnell. Offside. Same five stay on the ice for Evanston. Wernick with pressure. Kaiser. Kaiser chases to the close court. Kaiser with Wernick backing him up. Wernick now. Puck comes out to the blue and Donnell. IceHounds. Frizy back on D. Frizy deflects the pass. Shot deflected by Nicholson. Puck comes out to Kaiser. Kaiser up to Wernick. Wernick covered up by IceHounds. Evanston changes lines. It'll be Miller and Brown on D. Alvarez, Titus Lee, and Miles Press up front. Alvarez at the dot. Goes back, Press, wraps around Miller. Miller keeps it in. Puck squirts out. Titus Lee. Lee skates. Dumps it in. Alvarez with pressure. Puck comes out on Brown's side. Icing waved off. Miller. Press, Alvarez and Miller up there. IceHounds. Lee with forecheck. Press comes down. Miller now. Miller throws it off the boards towards Press. Puck skips away. Miller. Miller to the corner. Evanston changes. Wernick now. Wernick behind the net. Nicholson comes in to back him up. Wernick centers to Kaiser. Kaiser shot, goal! Goal at 12:49 in the third period. Nicholson, Wernick, and Kaiser stay out. Frizy and Donnell on D. Nicholson takes the face off. Puck comes back Donnell's side. Why the screen is so lopsided now. Wernick. Donnell. Nicholson. Nicholson out of the zone. Across the red. Wernick. Brown. Frizy. Frizy with pressure, then Kaiser. Puck wide of Feeney, Frizy. Kaiser now chases the puck to the red line. Nicholson. Press. Press scoots it forward to Nicholson. Nicholson enters the zone. Caleb wraps it around. Press behind the net. Titus Lee now. Lee around the circle. Shot. thrown to the corner by IceHounds. Nicholson keeps possession out to Brown. Brown throws it into the corner. Lee along the boards. Puck cleared out. Icing. Looks like it'll be press. Lee, Alvarez up front, Brown and Miller on D. Brown, puck comes out to Miller. Miller up the press, skips by him into the zone. Alvarez on forecheck. Alvarez, Lee, press. Dumped in by IceHounds. Miller goes back. Miller ships it over towards Alvarez. Alvarez along the boards to press. Press gets it out of the zone. Press keeps chasing. Shot saved by Feeney. Brown off the boards to press. Press. Self pass off the boards. In pursuit. Alvarez possession. Penalty on IceHounds holding. Evanston's first power play of the game comes at 10-8. The third period. Power play will be Nicholson, Wernick and Kaiser up front, Donnell and Friese on the blue. Looks like it'll be Kaiser taking the face off. Kaiser, Nicholson. Nicholson takes it behind the net. Nicholson back to the blue to Donnell. Donnell, pass deflected by IceHounds. Donnell, up towards Wernick. No icing as he got a piece of it. Puck wrapped around to Donnell at the blue. Donnell up to Kaiser. Puck cleared by IceHounds. 1 minute left in the power play. Nicholson, Kaiser. Kaiser enters his zone. Kaiser, pass towards Wernick. Escapes and goes to the corner. Wernick now centers. Goes all the way through. Kaiser keeps it in. Kaiser throws it down to Nicholson in the corner. Nicholson behind the net. Centering pass towards Kaiser. Skips. Cleared by IceHounds. Feeney. Leaves for Donnell. Donnell. Dump pass for Nicholson. Nicholson enters. Nicholson centers to Wernick. Puck knocked out by IceHounds. Cleared out of the zone. IceHounds at full strength. Kaiser enters the zone. Kaiser shot, blockered away to far boards. Miller comes up. Nicholson now. Nicholson. Nicholson in the corner. Puck comes down. Veland with pressure. Puck comes over to Brown. Saved by Feeney. Miller now. Miller with pressure on the puck. Brown clears it out of the zone. Veland almost intercepts. Brown moves Brown in the corner. Brown cross ice to Neal. Eli Neal kicks it to himself. Keeps possession into the zone. Neal into the corner. Brown intercepts the clearing pass. Brown centers to Veland. Neal gains possession. Brown. Veland now chases into the corner. Veland fighting for it in the corner against a couple IceHounds. Puck wrapped around Frizy side. Frizy throws it to Neal, and Neal dumps it in deep. Evanston goes for a change. Puck comes down, Frizy side. Donald. Donald centers it to Wernick. Miller over to Donald. Donald throws it into the opposite corner. Wernick with forecheck. Kaiser comes down. Puck comes out to Miller. Keeps it in. Nicholson. .6:15 left in the third. Nicholson. Wernick. Nicholson with a shot. Nicholson. Wernick now. Wernick over to Nicholson. Puck comes out towards Miller. Miller knocks it away. Nicholson gains possession. Nicholson dumps in. Evanston checks up on the offsides and goes back in. Kaiser now. Kaiser behind the net. Kaiser gains possession. Brown throws it off the near board. Wernick, press. Nicholson. Press now. Press. Nicholson. Shot deflected. Whoa, save like a pop-up.
Nice dog. He goes one way and then
5:26 left in the third. The Alvarez, Press, and Lee up front. Frizy and Donald on D. Press. Back to Frizy. Frizy, shot, deflected. Saved by IceHounds. Press in the corner. Tripped up. Lee out to Frizy. Frizy keeps it in. Now kicks it in the second time. Lee down to Press. Press shot. What comes out with Lee pressuring. Puck comes on Donald's side. Donald knocks it away. Press comes away with the puck. Press over the red. Into the O-zone. Tries to pass it to Alvarez. Knocked away. Staves with it. Press intercepts a clearing attempt. Alvarez now. Frizy keeps it in. Shoots to the near corner. Alvarez with pressure. Puck clear by IceHounds. For an icing. Face off will be to the left of the IceHounds goalie. Evanston changes up. It'll be Nicholson. Bostwick to his left. Duma Lang to his right. Luke Brown and Nate Miller on D. Brown knocks the puck away. Miller on D. Lang. Brown. Now Miller. Ooh. Bostwick on the forecheck. Puck dumped in on net. Feeney leads for Brown. Brown to Lang. Duma. Nicholson gets out of the zone. Luke Brown. Brown pushes it. Now Bostwick on the forecheck. Intercepted by Duma. Nicholson. Bostwick. Bostwick takes the body. Luke Brown. Brown over to Duma Lang. Ships it to Nicholson. Nicholson. Duma. Miller. Bostwick. Luke Brown back on D. Or Donald, excuse me. Isaiah Donald. Caleb Nicholson. Nicholson skates it out. Nicholson. Donald. Oh! Over to Frizy, knocks the puck away. Oh! Donald comes over, blocks the shot. It's like penalty on IceHounds. There's some big construction going on. That's what all the noise is. Yep, rough. 90-second penalty for roughing on the IceHounds. Evanston's second power play of the game. Evens it up now, 2 power plays for each team. Be Nicholson, Kaiser, and Wernick up front. Frizy and Donald on D. Nicholson will take the face-off. Nicholson wraps it around. Frizy comes down. Goes it in the corner. Wernick, Nicholson. Nicholson shot blocked. IceHounds. Donald comes up. Cleared by IceHounds. Frizy along the boards to Donald. Donald up to Wernick. Wernick dumps it into the near corner. Chases. Backhands it to Kaiser. Kaiser skates behind the net. Penalty on Evanston. Be 4-on-4 for it looks like 43 seconds. Penalty on number 8, Frizy, 90 seconds for cross-checking. For the 4-on-4, it'll be Luke Brown and Donald, Wernick, and Kaiser. Kaiser will take a face-off. Brown comes in. Donald, Brown cross ice to Wernick. Wernick enters the zone, jumps in. Wernick with forecheck. Wernick knocks the puck away, gains possession. Out to Donald. Donald's shot covered up by IceHounds. 10 seconds left in the IceHounds penalty. Then IceHounds will have a 54-second power play. Now Lee and Press come out up front. Looks like Titus will take the face-off. Donald and Brown on D. Press. Lee. Exits to Donald's side. Donald goes back to retrieve. Brown dumps deep. Forward and just wide of the empty net. Now IceHounds have a 6-on-4 after the cold goalie and the Evanston penalty. Lee. Donald with pressure. Press now along the boards. Press gets it out. Nice. Well, we're still on the power play or penalty kill. That's press down there. Now Nicholson, Luke Brown. Brown chips it forward, press. Luke Brown. Brown over to press. Now Nicholson. Nicholson shoots, goal.
Nicholson scores. 15 seconds left. Run it down.
I think it could.
It doesn't matter.
Evanston 4-1 with 13 seconds left. Looks like Evanston is now at full strength. IceHounds goalie re-enters the game. So 5-on-5. Nicholson back to Donnell. Donnell off the boards. Alvarez back to Donnell. Nicholson. Nicholson back to Brown. Brown skates it out. Evanston wins game 1.